Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Michaela. So for today's video, I'm going to show you a few sustainable gift wrapping options that I've been using for the last few years and I will definitely be using again today. So let's just jump right into this video. So the first sustainable gift wrapping method that I like to use is the Furoshiki method, which is the Japanese tradition of wrapping gifts in a cloth. And this is actually a Furushiki cloth. And if you've seen my living room design video, you'll see that I love this pattern. We have curtains that are the same pattern. And I think that's probably why I still have this one left. This is the last one I have, and it's because this is like my favorite. This is my favorite pattern. However, yes, so this is a traditional Furushiki cloth, and I will open it up and show you a little bit later what it looks like. But I actually really like using the Furushiki method, but I like to use tea towels or dish towels only because, you know, this is nice and all, but I mean, the main purpose that I use this for is to wrap gifts, whereas you can definitely use a tea towel or a dish towel again, you know, in your kitchen, or you can wrap gifts and pass it along. I also like to use tea towels because they usually come in a pack of 4 or 5. So I found this pack of 5 and I just like the colors and the designs on them. And I typically go for a linen fabric for these, something that's a little bit more a little bit closer to this kind of fabric, but this time I went with kind of like more of a thicker terry cloth, so I'm hoping that these still work with the method that I use to wrap gifts. Whenever I wrap gifts in tea towels or even in the Furushiki method, I like to include a little note in there that says like, hey, I'm a tea towel, like please use me, don't throw me away. Use me as a tea towel, or you can pass me on with the same Furushiki gift wrapping method, and I'll include step-by-step pictures of how to use this to wrap gifts. So let's get started with the actual Furushiki cloth. And so this is, like I mentioned, an actual Furushiki cloth because it is a perfect square. And another reason why I typically kind of prefer this method, it's you know, like I said, it's perfectly square, and when you do Furushiki, you want something that's perfectly square, whereas tea towels or dish towels are more rectangular shape. I still am able to use them if I get a certain size, but this is usually used for a smaller size. I believe this is 20 by 20, so it's typically used for a smaller gift. Let's get started. So there are a ton of ways that you can wrap these. However, this is the one that I use most often. I like to start with the cloth at a diagonal here, and then I'm going to just place the gift right here in the middle. I think typically when I wrap with wrapping paper, I like to place the gift face down, but this way I like to place it facing up. And then I'm gonna just take this end here and wrap it up. Take this end here and wrap it down. Then I'm just going to gather the sides in. Bring them together in the middle and tie them into a knot. Honestly, if you don't like wrapping gifts, this is like super easy. It's a good alternative if you don't like to wrap gifts because it's so easy. I'm just going to tie it into another knot just to make sure it's secure. There we go. And there you have it. And then of course you can just slide your Christmas cards into the pouch here. If you haven't seen my video on the Christmas cards, I will be sure to link it above and down below. But yeah, you can just slide in a Christmas card. Sometimes people slide in flowers or eucalyptus, like, yeah, so they get like an extra little thing, and then you can carry it by the little knot here. So this is the way I typically do them. Super easy, super simple. Of course, when they unwrap it, they can just take out the card and untie it here, fold it over, and then yeah, and this is reusable. Okay, so so as I mentioned, I usually do furoshiki with tea towels or dish towels, and so I will show you how I do that. And as I mentioned, tea towels are not a perfect square, they're usually rectangle shape. So this one, I think I actually specifically picked up this group because I think it was bigger than a normal tea towel or dish towel. I think it's about 20 by 30. And so I was hoping that the extra size would give me room to wrap the gifts. So I typically, again, like to start at a diagonal. And I'm going to start with this corner down here with the tag. I'm going to place the gift in the middle of the tea towel, and I am actually going to wrap this one up and over. Since it is a little bit big, I'm going to wrap this one up and over and tuck this in here. I try to get them a bit tight, but if it's not, it's fine. And then I'm going to bring this one up and over. And again, I just am going to gather the sides in. And tie a knot. Because this fabric is really thick, you probably won't be able to tie 2 knots in it, but I like the fact that it's thick because I feel like it's a little bit more sturdy, and so I was able to get it pretty tight there. Then you can just fix it to how you want it to look, but that's how I usually do that. And again, you can just stick your letter or some flowers or whatever you want to stick right here inside. Okay, so for the next sustainable gift wrapping idea, I am going to use a pair of socks and a bottle of wine, and basically we are just going to wrap this in these. So not only do they get a bottle of wine, they also get a pair of socks. So I like to use longer socks, obviously, because of the bottle of wine, and bonus points if they're festive. So these are actually a lot longer than I normally get, but I'm just going to take the first sock and kind of roll it up. And then I'm going to stuff it into the toe of the second sock. Next up, I'm just going to take the bottle of wine and put it in the sock. Okay, so since this sock is so long, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this down like that. And then fold it back up. Like so. And so it looks like a little stocking. When you're done, it'll look like a little stocking. And then of course you can just tie some like twine or something around here to keep this closed with a little tag of who it's gonna be for. However, if you want an alternative to using a paper tag, you can just grab an ornament and a pen, and you can write the person's name on it. That way they get a personalized ornament and they get their gift. So yeah, let's get started. last sustainable gift wrapping option that I'm going to be doing this year is using all of these. These are my practice calligraphy sheets. I started learning calligraphy earlier this year, and I just have a ton of practice sheets, and I'm just going to reuse them. If you are in school and you have like old lecture notes or just newspaper, anything that you have that you don't need any longer, you can definitely reuse as gift wrapping. The final products. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite gift wrapping option, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.